Hi guys. Assalamu alaikum. So we're just giving people a chance to come into our chat so we can get some clarity about what's going on. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. Please hit the like button as you come in. We're going to get started in just a moment. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Please hit the like button and we're going to get started. We're going to go ahead and get started. I had this dream last night, but I had intended on doing another topic for you guys today, a video, but I had this dream last night of people suffering greatly in their mind and their body. I'm not sure of what it was, but I could see people rolling around on the floor, in this dream. And so I wanted to do this video so that I can reach out to you, whoever is having these problems in their mind and their body. In this dream, these people, it was like two or three people, and they were unable to go to sleep. They were suffering greatly in their mind and their body. They were going to the bathroom, and I would go into the bathroom trying to help them, but they couldn't use the bathroom. So they were having problems with their bottoms. They were having problems, and I automatically heard one of them say, "I should not have eaten that food." So maybe it could be someone who is sending attacks up on your food, someone that's sending attacks up on your health. And I kept feeling a great pressure in my stomach when I woke up, like someone was having problems with their colon. I didn't know if it was a male or a female, or I could only see their hands. I couldn't see their faces, but I could understand that this person was suffering greatly in their body. They were supposed to, have an internal cleansing. They were supposed to have some kind of cleansing done. Maybe you have been going to the doctors, and the doctors may not have been able to remove those blockages or address the problem that you're having in your stomach. So these types of dreams, hi, MD Sasager, hi, welcome. So these types of problems, in many cases, you can go to practitioners and physicians, and they will not be able to see problems going on in your stomach. So you will have to understand that you will have to have internal cleansing for these types of attacks up on you. If you have been eating somewhere that you shouldn't have eaten over the holiday season, this is letting me know that some of these attacks are taking root and grounding in your body, in your mind. That's why you're having a problem with sleeping at night. So whoever this message is for, you will have to understand an internal. Your name is Dr. Mike Aunt. Nice to see you. Thank you for your support. So when you're having these types of attacks up on you, because maybe you have eaten something, maybe you have been trying to remove these blockages out of your life, out of your health for a very long time, then you will not many times get the help that you need from the practitioners, from those types of physicians. And we talked about that earlier when we were talking about um the lady with the issue of blood. She went to different kinds of practitioners and were unable to be healed by them because she was supposed to, go and meet with Jesus. She was supposed to seek him out. So, for many of you, this will be the case for you, that you have been trying. Um, Buenos, Buenos Pity, just push harder. Well, it doesn't just work that way, because sometimes you will need some help of other people just to get it out of you. You will need the help of my help, a spiritual healer, to get that negative energy out of you. So, with these types of attacks up on you, and like I say, maybe you have eaten something from someone that has caused these blockages, and someone is trying to, send malevolent energy to your health. And so in this dream, I could see that the person's hands, they were not normal. They had like the distorted fingertips, like very big fingertips, like something was wrong with, their internal organs. Like they have been fighting with this uh, type of attack in their life for a very long time. So you have to make sure that you are reaching out to me if you're having these types of problems. I seen a lady in this dream. She was dressed in all purple, and I seen two men in this dream that they were, kept trying to go back and forth to the bathroom, and they were unable to remove that blockage out of their system. But I wasn't really sure. I'm not really sure about the hands, if that person's hands were females or males. So we have to make sure that when you're seeing these types of attacks in your dreams, when someone is seeing these types of attacks, you need a physical and an internal cleansing. And so we're going to see what is some of the meanings that AI gives you. Where do I live? Well, I live wherever you live at. So we're going to see what AI says about some of these types of dreams that we're having. The reason why you're unable to sleep at night. The reason why you're having these health problems. The reason why you're crying and you are in anxiety because of your health. A lot of you are probably trying to meet people, but you're afraid to do so because of these health problems in your life. You don't want to bring someone into this type of you know this type of health problems with you. You want to be free of these type of health problems. So that's why you are probably, having these types of disconnections with the persons that you want in your life. You are having a problem attracting the person that you want in your life. So we want to make sure that we clear up all of these types of attacks in our life, especially, and I've been telling you guys, this is the time where you should not be eating from anywhere. I know that we're just coming off of the holidays, but if these people have been sending malevolent energy to you, then a lot of you have eaten in these places before with these people, and you already know that they have a negative design against you. So in it often when you're seeing people rolling on the floor, it is often symbolized feeling out of control, an internal conflict, anxiety, or a subconscious processing of a significant personal change or spiritual theme. So, it is potentially related to specific people involved, their roles like witches, or the location like a bedroom. It can suggest repressed emotions. So when you're having these types of problems, it can be negative energy being sent to you. Like I said, that you have eaten something that a negative person has prepared for you, and you need to be able to cleanse not only the internal, but you need to be able to cleanse the external. So, and I have been working really hard for you guys to make myself available for you, because you can reach out to me now here on YouTube. Leave me your messages. You can leave me any kind of message concerning your health. If you want me to pray for you, you can reach out to me in my email in my description. You can also go to my website and reach out to me there if you want a personal one-on-one life coaching session. So, like I said, I seen in this dream that there was a lady and she was rolling around on the floor, and these men, they kept getting up going to the bathroom, but they could not use the bathroom. So I was trying to help them. I was trying to help them use the bathroom. And, in many cases, when you're having internal blockages with your colon, with your intestines, people will send blockages to your colon, to your intestines, to affect your health. So I believe this is what I have been seeing in this dream, and I kept going into this dream over and over, and I wanted to bring this to you and bring this to your attention, because this is an attack that we have to pray against. We have to pray against this attack, because I kept seeing that these men, they were naked. They were naked in the bathroom, and they were, kept going to the bathroom, but they couldn't use the bathroom. So, we have to make sure that we are seeing ourselves in our emotional light, in our mental capacity. If this is taking a toll on us, our health is taking a toll on us, we need to reach out. And, a lot of you, again, have been to these doctors. You've been going to, take care of these types of issues going on with your stomach, and they're unable to see the blockages. It's because it's a spiritual problem, and you need to reach out to me, because these are attacks that someone has sent to your stomach. These are attacks that someone has sent to your health, your finances. So you can keep going back to the doctor over and over, spending your money, and nobody ever is able to help you. You need to reach out to me for a spiritual session, a spiritual cleansing, in order to remove these blockages off of your life. So, I could see this woman in this dream. She was getting up at times, she was dancing, and when you're seeing somebody dancing, that represents joy is coming. That represents that you're going to be released from your burden. That represents, spiritual cleansing. So someone needs to reach out to me and receive this spiritual cleansing in your life. I don't know what's been going on with your colon, because I kept, and that's what I'm thinking that it is, that, the men were not standing up in this dream. They were, because usually men stand up to pee or have a urination. They were not standing up. They were sitting down, and they were trying to remove, whatever it was in their stomach, and they were blocked. They could not use the bathroom, and they kept, getting up saying that their stomachs were hurting. So we want to make sure that when we're having these types of blockages, it doesn't just represent the blockages that's going on with your stomach. It doesn't just represent the blockages that are going on with your health. It also represents the blockages in your family, in your relationship, because we have an understanding without your health, you don't have anything. And a lot of you have been suffering with these problems. A lot of you are having anxiety with these problems, with your bottoms, with your colon, and we want to make sure that we are taking care of our health, our colons. We want to make sure that we're doing an internal cleansing. Sometimes using the castor oil, or the ancient healing methods, to remove those blockages of constipation. Sometimes those types of things, your body can become immune to them, and so you will have to reach out to me for a deep cleanse, for a cleanse, a spiritual cleanse, for an energy cleanse. So we need all of these internally and externally to remove these blockages from your finances, from your health. When we're having, when we're seeing ourselves in these dreams, and we can see other people, suffering greatly in their mind, unable to sleep, unable, to have any kind of relief from these types of blockages, where you are being tormented by these entities, where you are being tormented by health problems in your dreams, in your health, in your body, in your mind, then that is a sign that an entity has been dispatched to some of you. And we want to be cleansed of that type of negative energy. If you have been going to the doctor for these types of attacks, 5 and 10 years, and you have not received the relief, you're going to, need a spiritual cleansing in order to cleanse that black negative energy out of your system. You're going to have to remove those blockages, which is that black negative energy that has been blocking you, that someone has fed you. And they fed you this over time for it to become black like that. Like I tell all of my clients, when you have this type of malignant energy over time, it is going to become black. If you are, just recently ate this type of negative energy into your soul over the course of this past holiday, and you cleanse that negative energy out of your body, then it's going to be yellow. And with both of these cleanses, you are going to be able to identify the person that has sent that negative energy, that you have eaten that negative energy, who has a hatred for you, and they do not want you to grow over them. So with you're gonna have a 2-in-1 when you reach out to me to cleanse this type of negative energy out of your body. You're going to cleanse it, and then you're going to be able to, see and identify the person. You're gonna have clarity. They're gonna come to you, and say, "Oh, I didn't know if you were all right. I haven't heard from you, over the holidays, or I haven't heard from you in a while." And you will not have heard from this person in forever, in forever. So we want to make sure, when you're having these types of problems in your body, I don't know who you are, that you're having these types of attacks on your health, on your colon, and this is why I believe it's your colon and your mind that is weighing heavily on you, that they have not been able to find a problem, that you're unable to sleep, you're in anxiety at night, you're in pain. So I want to give you, a remedy, one of the remedies that I give some of my followers. And this is a temporary remedy. Your body will become immune to this remedy, or you cannot use it, over and over for a long period of time, because, it could poison you, and it could also hurt your body. But for a very short, window and space, while while you're getting your money together, while you're, making sure that this is what is going on in your life. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you about your colon and those problems in your stomach. You need to cleanse that negative energy out internally and externally. You will need to use a nutmeg tea. You need to use this nutmeg tea maybe, once or twice in a month in order to cleanse this type of attack upon you. You need that nutmeg tea. It is to help you with any digestion problems, and it will help you to remove that pain and that suffering that you're feeling at night. It will help you to sleep at night so that you can have the clarity you need to cleanse this negative energy and reach out to me. I want you to be, very careful about how you're thinking. I want you to make sure that you're praying, that you're focused on your prayer and the success. I want you to understand that you will need to fast throughout this process, because this will also help to identify the person that has fed you the black matter, the black magic into your food. It will help you to understand what you need to cleanse this type of negative energy. You will not be able to, move forward if your prayer life isn't intact, if you are not prostrating, if you are not picking up the Holy Bible. You need the physical Holy Bible. You need the physical Holy Quran in your house. You need to be able to pick it up and read it. It should not be in negative places. You should not take the Holy Bible or the Holy Quran in your bathroom. It should not be open on your coffee table. So this is the way that we cleanse this negative energy until you reach out to me. Guys, please hit the like button. Thank you for your support. We cleanse this negative energy. If someone has sent negative energy to your health, it's a couple of ways that, these types of attacks can enter into your body. Like I said, you can eat these negative attacks into your body, into your soul. You can eat these negative energies into your dreams. People can attack you in your dreams. You can also eat these negative energies, over the holidays, like I've said. Or somebody can poison your feet. Someone can poison your feet, and this negative attack can come. This blockage, this black matter into your body can enter in through your feet as well. So all of these require that you have a spiritual cleansing. All of these require that you reach out to me so that I can, make a spiritual bath for you, that I can make a spiritual tonic for you in order to cleanse this negative energy out, to remove that blockage out of your stomach. So, with this dream that I had, I wanted to give you, some of the understandings of why you're going through, a mental anxiety. You're in, a lack of understanding. Why would somebody want to do this to you? And what we have in understanding is that you don't have to do anything to anybody for them to want to control you, for them to want to control the gifts that God has given you as a chosen one. You don't have to do anything to anybody. You can just look better than them, whether you are male or female. You can be more handsome. But they will definitely set out when they feel your energy frequency in order to harm you so they can control you. A lot of these people, I've had people that I've known that they will try to make you sick so that they can control your finances. So that's why I say, when you're dealing with these types of attacks upon you, that is somebody who wants you to not to grow in life above them. That is somebody who wants you to be sick so that they can control you. And you have to understand that these types of attacks upon your mind and your body is to make sure that you stay in that low vibrational state, that you go on so much medication, or you have so much medication in your system that you automatically you feel sick, you cannot enjoy life, you are, incapacitated. So this person, can control and have the means to control your mind and your body, over time. They can get that check for you now because now you think that you're sick. Now you have to rely on them. So a lot of these people in your lives, they have been wanting to take over. They have been wanting you to rely on them. They have sent these types of attacks so you won't have anyone in your life. So you will have to be enslaved to them. That you will have to come to them for whatever you need. You won't be able to get out of bed, and that person that is, in your life that is serving you, they're making sure that you're staying sick, that you're never able, to feed yourself or fix food for yourself, because they're putting something into your food so you stay in a low vibrational sick state. Whatever the blockage is that has been sent to you, whatever it is, I can remove it off of you. You're supposed to come to me. Those doctors that you've been going to, yeah, you can continue to go to them, but you're going to make sure that, we're checking out every avenue. The reason why they have not been able to heal you is because it's a spiritual problem that you're going through with your colon, with your stomach. It's a blockage in your stomach that someone has sent to you. And you have to understand that when you pull people into your dream like that, when you pull someone into your dream, you're pulling the person that you want to help you. You're pulling the person, the energy that you need to help you. So you have pulled me into your dream. I saw you, and I want to make sure that, it's the males and the females that have been eating something over this holiday. Somebody who has been having problems with their stomach and their colon. They're talking about doing surgery on you. I've had many problems with people who have reached out to me who have eaten negative energy into their soul. And I think that he was telling me, it was a couple of them. Let me think about the name of it, guys. Hold on. Because I'm a caregiver. Diverticulitis. He had diverticulitis, and they had to go into him because he refused to let someone help him. Sometimes you men are stubborn. I love you anyway, but he refused to let me help him. And they went in and they started taking out parts of his colon. So we have the understanding, when you have, asked for the help and God has sent you the help, allow the help to take place. Put yourself in position. We know that we all have bills. We know that we all have, things that we have to take care of. But if you don't have health, then you don't have nothing. You can't go to work. And, those checks that they give you from the government is not going to be enough for you. Okay, I can let you know that. So, we want to cleanse this negative energy so that we have a quality of life, so that the suffering stops in our minds and our body, that pain. Nutmeg. The nutmeg is an automatic pain reliever. That's why you can't have a lot of it. You can't have a lot of it. It can poison your system. So you want to make sure that you're drinking 1 cup of tea. 1 cup of tea, maybe once or twice a week, but you don't want to ingest a lot of that nutmeg because it's an automatic pain reliever. It will help you to sleep and to remove those blockages until you can reach out to me, until you can get rid of that blockage that they have sent to you, these warlocks and witches in your life. I don't know who you are, but God put it on my heart to have this dream that you brought me into. And now I'm telling you about what I saw in our dream. So I wanted you to understand. I want you to understand that this is not going to go away. It hasn't gone away for a lot of you. So we're going to have to cleanse this negative energy out of your colon, out of these problems that you've been having with your stomach. And I want you to, reach out to me. Drink that tea. Drink that tea tonight so you can get you some rest. Drink that tea so it'll stop that anxiety, so we have the clarity of, what to do. Okay? so that you can reach out to me and I can, book you in a session. Whatever is going on with your health, it can be healed. It can be healed, but you have to reach out to me and let me know that, you're the person that I was talking to. You can reach out to me here on my YouTube. You can reach out to me in my email. All of my information is in the description below. I don't know who you are, but you need that help, and I'm here to make sure that you get it. You reached out to me, and I want to make sure that you are getting the healing, cleansing that has been going on, with your health, with these blockages in your life, to your finances, these people who have attacked you. We are definitely going to identify them, and that negative energy that they have sent to your health is going to go back, and you're going to see them, in the position that they wanted you in. You're going to see them in submission, the way that they were trying to, feed you out of their hand like you were some kind of dog or animal. So I really appreciate all of you who have reached out to me. I wanted to share with you this dream that, I was pulled into on last night. And I really thank all of you for your support. You can reach out to me in the description below so that I can acclimate a gift to your situation. We can have a life coaching session or a video chat session during these cleansings, or you can reach out to me for a consultation just to let me know what's going on in your life, these attacks, how many years you've been under these attacks, so that we can cleanse this negative energy. So, I really thank you all for your support. Please book your one-on-one sessions with me. You can donate to my channel. I'm High Oracle, Reiki spiritual healer. Assalamu alaikum.